Welcome everybody, George with virtual staging here. Today I'm showing you this really nice virtual staging tutorial, which is different as all of my tutorials on the channel. They are different all the times, every time. There's no certain pattern. Maybe that's for good or for bad, I don't know. You tell me down in the comments if you want me to keep a clear pattern of posting certain types of videos, or you want me to continue exploring different formats and types and stuff. Yeah, please do comment. This will help me a lot, and of course it will make the channel to reach more people. So today, actually virtually staging small rooms sometimes can be trickier. Just like now, look at this room. Basically this is a really tiny room, and I've already done all the perspective match, so everything is sorted. As you can see, I'm going to put a cylinder here and I'll render this, and it's fine. There are shadows casted on the floor and everything. It's just beautiful. But what do we do in order to make this room more appealing? As you can see, that there's a light bulb sticking out from the ceiling, and there's nothing really. The room is small, very small. I mean, probably it is. Let's check the dimensions of this room. It's like, yeah, almost 260 in meters. So which is it's not impressive, but most of us, we've got those type of rooms in our home. So this house has the same thing. Well, enough of me rambling. Let's crack on and with the main stuff. Here is what we're going to do. I've already downloaded an image from Pinterest, and this is how I like to represent this room. I know that the wall is different, but at least the main colors are already existing in that image. So I'll use this scheme and implement the scheme onto this virtual staging project. And by the way, this is something which I will share as a file down in the comments. Not the 3ds Max scene, but all the source files, including the backplate and including this reference image, for you to test. I want to create this time and to see. Actually, my idea is let's try the following. Each of you, who of course whoever wants to try it out, let's try and stage this room as per our taste. This means if we get at least 10 submissions, I'll make another video and pick the winner, and then we'll see how we're gonna celebrate this. And yeah, you got me. There is some idea. It's not really clear and finished idea, but I think there is something which we can do it. So at the beginning, what I did is I started researching the 3D warehouse as my I really like the 3D warehouse for picking projects. I went to this Helen Boschesi. I butchered the name, so excuse me, but yeah, she has really nice models. Then I went to, I don't know, a random L.M, and I found this divan bed from IKEA, because I think this room, basically it is really tiny room, so I think it will need something here. I mean, you cannot really place a massive bed or a single. I mean, it should be something really nice and neat. So let's go back to let's go back to the SketchUp warehouse. I've already pre-downloaded all of those files. I'm not going to bother with downloading them. I'm just showing you all what I found. And I found this thing, but I didn't download anything from it because I don't know. It's just a wardrobes. And I found then this bed. Everything what I found was purely by searching here, like bed or divan bed or something like that, and then you just click from the drop down, and then you start digging. So I downloaded a couple of those beds here, and I've downloaded a couple of those things here, and this one, and the final bit which I'm going to use for this tutorial is the Canva color management page, which is really cool page. Basically, you pre-select a color. It's like, for example, I'm going to try to match this one, for example, because I like it, or just pick the beige color here, which is this one, like the walls I have already. And this basically the Canva, it gives me already color combinations which I can use. And as you can see, there is already a pattern emerging here. Look at the color. Basically, it's within all of the colors used here. They are within this tone, and probably I can use this color palette to match that one, or click more color palettes and try and find it. And I think this is the one we have it here. It's pretty much similar. So those color palettes, this is not really strict and firm. You don't have to stick it like 100% to it, but use it as a general reference for your guidance, where you're going and in terms of colors and color balance. So I think those, actually this is really close to what we want to achieve, except with this mustard color here. But I think, yeah, maybe some of this here, or yeah, maybe this one is nice. Nah, I don't like the pink color. Yeah, those two are fine. So let's go back to our color palette, and what I'll do is basically I'll just drag and drop this. I cannot really drag and drop. So then I'll take a screenshot of those color palettes and post it here in my little app, which is absolutely cool for this work. So yeah, and let me show you my folder. This is the folder which I've created, and it has all of the components which I will use to build this virtual staging in this tutorial. So what I will do is I will start merging one of those files, or all those files, into separate 3ds Max. The idea of merging those files into separate 3ds Max is to not destroy my scene. Sometimes, you know how 3ds Max loves to crash. So yeah, I want to avoid crashing. And I did not download the IKEA ones. Okay, let me go and download this thing here. And yeah, and done. So I've downloaded it, and I will start directly merging into my general scene. I'm using Max 2021 for this purpose because the import directly from SketchUp works really nice, while at lower versions I'm not really sure, but in 2018 it doesn't work. You have to upload all the SketchUp files as SketchUp 2015, and basically it's a mess. And the first thing is I will go and redo all of the materials, and basically this is how I do most of our virtual staging images. I found models, I redo them. Obviously we have to change the pillow in this because it's like horrific. Yeah, but this is basically the generally the way. I will remove this and that, and I will convert the entire scene into Corona. Sometimes you have to select everything and pick all of those options. Yeah, no. And then I will basically add hdri here just to make it more fun, and because we want to see what we're creating through the rendering as well, not just as a viewport materials. And I will additionally, for all of the models which they come from SketchUp Warehouse, it is really advisable to do something like, for this purpose, I know there is normally what I will do is if I'm not going to use those plugins which I'm using, like CNI sculpt, I will select one of those objects and start attaching everything like one by one, or pick all the objects from the list here. But as I don't use the standard approach, I'm using plugins because they really save time. I will just create this model, and I'll select the model and I'll pick attach by material, and what it will do is it will go and select all the objects based on their materials. And because this is like this attach function does not work really nice in 3ds Max with SketchUp models, I have to click out to smooth and then clear all the smoothing groups, because sometimes it becomes a mess of what you just saw on the screen. And now I'm going to attach those two objects, and of course I have to again remove everything, or sometimes you have to clear the smoothing groups, or how to smooth the object back again because it has smoothing groups, as you can see those fillets here. And that should be it. Now the next step is to select this object and see. And by the way, guys, keep in mind that I'm using the latest daily build of Corona render, which is 7, and they just have introduced the latest new material, which is Corona physical material. It's super cool material. Basically what it does is it's like compound object. It's like combined material of several other materials, and you have presets. Actually, it's nothing more different than the standard physical material. As you can see, most of the stuff are almost the same, well, except the difference that this is a Corona physical material. And for this purpose, I'm going to select maybe what to select from those ready-made presets. Actually, nothing. We don't need nothing. I'm going to use AO and add it to the base color, and I'll reduce this to 1. And we'll see what we have here in our viewport rendering. Let me see. It's burnt. I have to basically adjust those things. And so far, actually, even with those minor tweaks, it looks amazing. It's already looking great. As you can see, I don't have to do really anything super special because the scene is super small and Corona is more than enough capable of handling and producing super nice results, and yeah, in the shortest amount of time. And what I'll do is maybe I will increase the glossiness here, as you can see, just in a second. By lowering this number, basically the roughness, you increase the glossiness. If I make it 1, it will be complete matte, like there will be no glossiness. And I can do, like, for example, 0.4, and I can reduce this to make it more soft, but still have to have some, you know, some nice glossy details. So remove this, and I will try to let's reduce this and see. Yeah, maybe 1 was too much. As you can see, there is some strange behavior, but let's leave it for now. Now it's fine. So basically, if you wanted to reduce this, if it's not working from here, just go and reduce the bump value from the option above, and it will be fine. This is in case if you're using Corona physical material. Of course, if you're using the standard Corona material, which was introduced and we used until version 7, you have to just reduce this number. And now I'm going to create another Corona physical material, and I will pick this, and I will just change the base color, and I will select this material, and we're back in the game. We'll select Corona physical material, and we'll play a little bit with the sheen amount, which will produce this really nice and soft, like almost like you have a fall off effect without using really fall off note into it. And at the same time, I decided to not use this. Yeah, let's just use AO and plug it into the base color, and at the same time use 1 and reduce the white to not be that white, and just I will switch those 2 colors and materials, and yeah, that's fine now. And then I think this is fairly almost ready, and I've got to add something here. As we can see, maybe what will work, I think, yeah, actually gray or black will work. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna add another physical material to my material browser and pick aluminium brushed, for example, and I have already aluminium brushed. It's so cool. It's like small presets, and I'll make it darker, and I just apply this not here, and I will just apply the material to my handles. And let's see what we've got here. Yeah, it is really nice bed. And now I'm going to, wow, what happened here? And the next thing is I'm going to import all of the pillows I've got here from SketchUp. And I've imported them. Oh wow, it's really nice. Yeah, they are really nice models. And as you can see here, we've got two types, actually three types of pillows. Maybe I'll use those three, and I'll make the same colors, perhaps, or similar colors. So I'm going to ungroup everything by pressing ungroup here, and I will detach all, basically most of them. Yeah, those pillows are they are all attached into one massive object, and I don't want them, all of them. So I will detach all the pillows. I will make the gizmo at the bottom of the object, and I will basically reposition those pillows where I want them. As you can see, I'm going to make a group, and I will just scale down a little bit those pillows, and I'm going to invert them. And what I'll do is I'll try to create a composition from those pillows as just like absolutely similar like in this reference image, pardon. And yeah, it will be something like this, and I will use this one as well. And let's see how we can achieve something really nice. Yeah, and this goes here, and perhaps those two will go here. Yeah, this should be something like this, and I will fix this. It should be this like that, and then like this. And for this purpose, what I'll do is I'll use FFD modifier. I'll put 3, and I'll try to make it more like to look like it's resting on the bed. And yeah, and so far everything is looking great. Maybe this one needs again FFD. Yeah, I'll select those and I'll make it just a notch. Yeah, that's fine. And for the first, just for the preview purposes, I'm going to apply the same material which I have on the mattress. And as you can see here, basically the pillow has made with this one in mind, and maybe this wise that we leave it there. But now it looks awkward actually. This part of the pillow is not really on point, so I'll remove this and I will reuse this one. Basically we're using the whole set of pillows, which is fine. And yeah, it's actually fits exactly there. It's absolutely spot on. It's perfect. Maybe I'll remove this one. And yeah, they have been made like the entire bunch of the pillows, the cushions, or the pillows, whatever you call them. It looks like they have been made as a complex object of 5 in one group. For this purpose, let's try. I will reuse in one of the. Yeah, actually no. Let's leave it like that. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's try and import this. Maybe the AO is a little bit harsh here. As you can see, you can read all of the creases really a lot actually. It's looking wrong. For this purpose, I will reduce the number of max distance, and I will reduce the basically the black to be more something like gray, something like this. I'll make this 195 or maybe 200 because I want really pure white. And so far so good. And for now I will leave everything as it is because I want to import this object into my scene and start tweaking it there, because the light there is different, therefore my materials should reflect lighting there. You will see what I mean just in a second. And now I'll switch to the other 3ds Max with this object, and I'll continue from there. And I'm in my other 3ds Max now, and I will start readjusting this bed here, and we'll see what we are achieving so far. Well, it doesn't look great. This is for sure, purely because the room is so small and everything will just not look nice. Because it's small, it's really tight space, but don't worry, we're gonna make it fine, and we are not going to cheat at all for this purpose. So basically the idea is I'm going to create a small table like next to this part of the bed, because we want to put something here to make it as part of the room. And yeah, this is what I think it will help us to solve. And because I'm really lazy, I'm going to recycle some of those parts which we have in our bed, and I'll just basically make a copy out of this, and I'll just extend this part, and perhaps yeah, I'll make it just like that, and I think it will look really nice. Some details, perhaps something like this, why not? And let's add a couple of the sides here, and on this well, yeah, let's first reach all the way to the bottom, and then we're gonna make part of this one, and then we will need another one for the front. It should be like 10 centimeters, so really it's actually really tiny here at the bottom. And now I'm going to put probably a door or something, or maybe just shelves, because shelves, if we have shelves, we'll be able to show even more detail by producing shadows and stuff, and which I think is fine. As you can see, I'm not really picky, and I'm just not spending or wasting time to make something really like quality looking, because the idea for this tutorial is to show you what we do when we have really small rooms to stage, like this small bedroom. And additionally I'm trying to not waste your time like waiting here and watching nothing. I know now basically this is going to be a cheat somehow, because we're not really showing the full depth of this, but it's fine, nobody will actually ever notice. But as you can see, we have filled this part of the room now. It's looking kind of fine, it's like part of the entire bed, and I think it's fine. So now let's add a couple of other details. For now this is fine. Let's go back to the other 3ds Max and start importing the other materials or the other objects. So maybe I'll import this, and additionally I like this as well. What is happening? Yeah, 3ds Max is loading as usual, as always. But this time it's taking a little bit more longer than I expected. But let's see. I assume it will not crash, but let's cross fingers. And as you can see, my 3ds Max crashed upon importing those models, so I'll start again, and let's hope this time it will not crash. But yes, it's going to crash. So sometimes when you're importing SketchUp, this is one of the massive drawbacks with working with SketchUp models. 3ds Max will crash inevitably, and this is part of the problem, but it's not really something which will stop me using 3D Warehouse and SketchUp models, because they are super great. And I have to restart again and come back. And I'm back again with another 3ds Max. This time I have imported everything which I think I will need from the folder, or maybe not. This is because this is it's just a horrible model, as we can see. So yeah, let's not use this one. And there will be this will be the painting. I like it. I directly downloaded the model from the internet, and now I'm going to go and select this and convert all the materials of the selected objects. And then actually let's pick this a couple of times. Sometimes I tend to find out that the material converter doesn't work. You have to press the button a couple of times in order to make it work. And this little funny toy will be over there, so it'll stay. Okay, that's fine. I like it. And actually, let's go back to the original scene and select this. Actually, why this is not converting? I will try to re-update again the scene, and sometimes it is yeah, it's in Spain. Let's try. Yeah, okay, this time it works, and actually it's really clever. So while I'm working to 3ds Max softwares, once you merge your objects from the previous scene, do not change the position of the object itself. As when I'm ready, I will just select the additional models, and I will just import them into my scene, and they will go directly where I have left them and I have positioned them into this scene, which saves time a lot, and it's super cool. So I want those. I know it doesn't make sense in a child's room to have those 3 vases, but still I think it's fine. And we need here a desk lamp, which I will go here and I'll download for you to see how everything happens. The desk lamp, yeah, it's fine, and I need something similar like this. Maybe this one or this one. With this big button here, it's not really nice. Oh, actually this is fine. There we go. I'm going to use this one because it looks perfect. I will cut the video here and I'll basically resume once I have it imported to my scene. I have just imported the... And I'm back in 3ds Max with the imported lamp, and now I'm going to place this lamp where I want it, what I think is going to benefit the overall composition. Yeah, something like this, although maybe it should be behind those, yeah, those vases. And I don't need this one. Which one? Yeah, I think this one. This is fine now. Let's check. What do we see in our rendering? Oh yeah, because of my 3ds map crashed, I have to import the environment map as well. Again, yeah, now it's fine. Let's try now. Let's see. Yeah, maybe maybe, because this is like this lamp is being used in SketchUp, that's why there are those strange elements there. And what I'll do is I'll pick everything and I will replace those elements. But it's very important when you're making materials for the inside of lamps or where there's light sources, like in a minute I will place a lamp here. So it is very crucial basically for if you want to like keep the consistency in the rendering speed up of a Corona rendering. Do not put materials like especially metallic materials or with high reflectivity close to light sources if you don't like without ray switch material. This is because the glossiness will make the lamp bounce billion times and the render engine will start calculating this infinite up to the infinity, so it's not a good idea. So that's why I have already made this ray switch material. It's in my favorites. Every time when I need it, I'm just drag and drop and I reuse it. If you want to build this for yourself, you just have to right click Corona ray switch, and then it's really simple. You just add Corona material, or you find it here where it's Corona legacy or Corona physical material. You just drag and drop. I'm going to and just plug the direct, refract and reflect, and then make a separate material for the global illumination. Material for the global illumination is separate purely for the reason to separate the calculations of the light bouncing on and around this material, because we're going to create really simple material which Corona will know that this material it should be with direct color, for example gray, to reflect gray and to refract gray, but at the same time for the global illumination will calculate white or black without anything, with like just zero roughness. It should be like zero roughness, zero everything. This will it's like a little cheat which is really nice to have every time when you're using like light sources very close to metal materials, as you can see here. And you will see me how I map the entire thing, how I make it. And basically, because the ray switch material which I have here is made in with the previous versions of Corona. That's why it started directly with the Corona legacy material, which is fine, doesn't matter. I mean, they both work fine. And I will replace this black material with actually I'll leave it as it is. So another very important step is for you to make sure, if you're using the ray switch as the main, if your main material, the visible part of the material is black, do not use white, because it will produce really strange results in terms of if it's close to those objects, the light bouncing around, it will not be black or darker, it will be white. And in the real life, in the render engines as well, this is called color bleeding. And just make sure to use the black color, like in this example here. Okay, and now, because it's really nice material, but I have to create some separations here. So basically what I'll do is I'll separate this lamp and I'll create this mustard color. I know I started with black, but this was purely for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to use this material to be my white material. Because I'm lazy, I'll just copy the mustard color and I plug it into those nodes, and I'll change this to white, just like that, and I will select everything else from this lamp except this element, and I'll apply this, and because I like the details, maybe why not we create those elements in black. And yeah, it'll be just really simple black material, and yeah, just to give some really nice details. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want my base to be black. I want only that part of the object to be black, so I have to separate them. And let's see, yeah, maybe those cables will be black as well, just to make some really nice details to make them pop. Everything in virtual staging and in staging and design in general, you should know, guys, everything is all about details and colors. That's the main important stuff. I mean, this is what it works, and it makes virtual staging really work. Everything else is just pure waste of time. Okay, now I'll come back to this scene and I'll start rendering again. Yeah, it's coming very close. As you can see here, inside we have a white material and a lamp and a light. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll convert this to poly. I'll select the entire object and I will start from inside. I'll go into isolation mode, and I will start deselecting and shrinking the entire. Why this is not? Oh, that's okay. There's another way. There's multiple ways how we can play out this, and basically, if you're selecting ignore back facing, and if I go into top view, just like that, with this on, 3ds Max will ignore all of the back faces which are inside the lamp. This means it will select. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because that's, you know, it's the main rule of 3ds Max. It does not work when you want it to work. But that's fine. We'll make it by hand. Or actually, this might be just not a double shell. Yeah, let's try. Let's see how this will play out. Yeah, actually, it's not a double shell lamp. That's why it's not selecting. So what I'm going to do now is I'll create shell. So I'll put the shell modifier with maybe just that much, and I will separate the materials. That's the inner material and that's the outer material, which has 1 and material ID 2, for example. And now I'm going to create this material, which is multi-sub material with only 2 materials inside. And so 1 is my inner material, which should be white, and 2 is my outer material, should be mustard. And I'm going to apply this to the lamp. Voila, we have already achieved what we want to achieve. And additionally, I'm gonna pick a lamp here, maybe a sphere will do, and I'll make it pop over there, and I'll make sure it's inside. Doesn't matter if it's at the center of the lamp or not. And I'm going to go back out of isolation. I'll see, actually what I see here. Yeah, this is additional part of my lamp. Okay, it's fine. I need this to be like that, pretty rough. Yeah, it's fine. Let's try and see. Yeah, it is going nice, but it's too bright, probably. Yeah, something like this. 15 is fine. I'll make the color more warm, and I'll produce. Actually, I don't like it like that. Maybe we're gonna use a disc, which will be with the target pointing to my pillows or cushions. Okay, 3, make it more with some directionality, and basically we can increase this until we see how it is affecting this. We cannot really see right now because, as you can, actually we can see it, but because my my HDRI is more powerful as a light from the light which I'm using here, that's why you cannot really see it. But if I turn it on, I'm going to put some IAS uniform. It should cast really nice, like it should produce really nice pattern. And let's change it to something more uniform, for example, and still very bright, because now we have more real light. Yeah, that's fine. And additionally, as we can see here, perhaps, yeah, those faces should be white. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pick this, I'll make it separate, and I'm going to apply it directly onto the faces, just like that. And I will reduce the roughness to 0.3 because I want it to be like very glossy, maybe 0.2. And I'll add something really interesting to it as a, where's my noise modifier? Yeah, it's here. So I'll add noise to the bump slot, and I will reduce, well, they are not mapped. Okay, so we can use the world. Maybe what happens if we decrease this, or if we increase this, nothing works because purely because those faces, they are not mapped. So we have to map them now. One of the fastest way to map is to VW map, and you have to just select it. I've just pressed X, and X is like search bar, and if you know the type of the command you're looking for, you're going to find it. If you don't use this, if you're using older version of 3ds Max where this is not present there, just select the object, go into modifier panel, and find the UVW map box. And the box method is one of the fastest ways to map something relatively decent. And as you can see, I've already mapped my faces, and now it's going to work. But it's not going to work now because this is first the size 15 is too large, and now we can start to see how they are really curved. Additionally, I want to play a little bit with the fractal, with the fractality of this material, because maybe a little bit turbulence. That's too much probably. 4 levels, 5 phases. It's too much. But now we're going into the bump, and we'll reduce this to 0.5. And I think this is fine. The idea is to create detail, nothing else. I'm going to pick this leaf, and I'll add some reflectivity, because those leaves, those type of plants, normally they are very reflective. I'll go into this, I'll just pick 0.8, that's fine. And if you like, you can just do this, you can just reapply the same map into the bump slot. Don't be picky, don't have to create black and white map. If you just reapply this, maybe separate it. If you can add a Corona pump converter and just stick it this one, yeah, it is just a little bit more defined. You can make it more strong, but the idea is to not like create the destructive viewer that much, to look at those elements just tiny bit. It is fine. Now let's look at what we've got here. Basically this teddy bear, or it is what is this, maybe a deer or something like that. Maybe teddy bear with deer. It's a hybrid version. This toy needs we have to improve the material of the toy basically, and what we're going to do is I'm going to see what we have here. So basically we can create additional material like this and reuse the map. But before we use the map, we're going to add AO, and then we plug this into this, and then we plug this into that. And as you can see, immediately we have improved the head of this toy. It just looks different. Maybe I'll reduce the max distance, and perhaps what's the other part of this body? Oh, okay. Let's select the lower body part, and it's the same texture, so we can directly plug it in just like that. It will find its way where it should be. And yeah, I think it's fine. It's just, you can go here, go to the sheen and just put 0.5. The idea of this new physical material is to save your time and create more or less like starting ground for realistic materials, which, as you can see, it's already working pretty much nice actually. As you can see here, it created like really nice soft fall off around the body. And I'm going to use this pump map again, and this time I will pump, like wrap the pump further. Yeah, I like what we see here. Perfect. For this purpose, for this demonstration purposes, absolutely stunning. And now I'm going to re-import those materials back to the other scene. Well, actually, I have forgot to change the frame of this painting, because as you can see here, the frame, maybe this wood type is fine. So I wanted to change that, and then I will re-import everything back into the other 3ds Max, and we'll meet you there. And I'm back in the other 3ds Max. As you can see, I've already I've added this roller blind to stick it on there, and I've changed the material of the wood on this frame. The painting is the same. I think the colors are really nice. I've changed the frame to more bright wood, and additionally I will put this roller shutter here just like that, and I'll stick it onto the back, and it will be pretty much nice. I think maybe why not try, actually this is part of the, yeah, we'll see. Let's try and render. And so far, to be honest guys, I really like what I see here. It's great. Maybe in this mustard color this will look really nice, or perhaps something like on this side of the bed, just to balance the composition of those colors. It will be, yeah, actually it's looking already, it's looking great. What we are lacking right now is another object. It's like balancing something to balance the bed on this side. So I'll go back into this folder, or not that one. I'll go back to this folder, and I'll see what I can recycle from those materials. From those, why do I keep saying materials? From those files. Yeah, this can be salvaged, I think. Let's try and import it. And yeah, now this is already imported, and I think we can use this thing here. It's fine, although yeah, this is not really suitable, as you can see. Let's see if we can use the other side. Oh wow, perfect. We can use this side like that. Maybe on this side a little bit. Absolutely amazing. Of course, we have to change the materials. So what I'm going to do is I will apply this physical material again directly onto it, just like that. Maybe I will tweak just a tiny notch with the F50 modifier, because I don't want those past touching. It should go like that. Maybe this, it's just like that or something like that. Let's try again. Yeah, this will go with words of selection. Yeah, little bits of selection will do, just like that. On this side is fine, and all that section I think will do with some soft selection, only tiny bit, just to make it right as it is laying there. And now I'll go here and bump this more, and as you can see, we need something similar to this fabric texture. So what we can do now is go here and, for example, bed sheet texture or something like this. This one is nice. Actually, I do really like it. It's perfect, but it has those watermarks, so it's not really perfect. I will download this and open Photoshop, and I'll meet you there. And I'm back again, and yeah, apologies, I meant Affinity Photo. I'm not using Photoshop since, I don't know, maybe half a year so far. I've been using Affinity. I'm super pleased to have this software. It's very affordable, and it is absolutely stunning application. I have my own ways. There's no really like offset filter way which you can use in Affinity, so you have to do it manually, but I'm not that lazy, so I don't mind doing some work. And additionally, I'll be more in control of what I want to achieve with this. So as you can see, the patterns are not matching, so it's very not styleable, I'd say, this texture. But if I've basically inverted the entire texture, and now it's kind of matching. It requires a little bit tweaking on this side and a little bit tweaking on that side, and maybe this will do. Actually, it is I'm surprised. Oh, why not? We can clone stamp some parts and make it even better, just like that. Nobody will notice. We're gonna cover this under tons of material effects just in a second. Yeah, this is looking great. It's perfect, and I like it. Maybe though I have to lower down the opacity, and yeah, something like this. This dark part here is bothering me a little bit, but not much, maybe tiny bit. Yeah, this one as well. Just a tiny amount of white. And this one, maybe just a notch. just like that. Actually, it's looking great. Let's try and see what happens if move this on the side, then we copy this one, move it to that side. Actually, what I see here is not really bad. It is not bad at all. I'm going to merge this and I will stamp this again. Only tiny bit. Just enough to hide the seams. I know this is super low resolution, but for the purpose we're using is absolutely enough. So I think this is job done. I know yeah, if you spend more time in this, you can improve the texture. It will look absolutely awesome. But for this demonstration on purpose, it will be absolutely more than enough. So I'm going to save this texture and I'll be back in my 3ds Max and I'll show you how you can apply this texture and make it as a real fabric material. And I'm back in 3ds Max. So I will, before I plug this into the base color, I will add AO node. I'll reduce again the max distance to 1 and I'll plug it into the base color. And then I will make it visible. Of course, it's not mapped. And the next thing is what I'm going to use. I will use UV tools. It's super cool mapping tool which really saves time. Obviously, you can do this by the typical standard way, by selecting box and then readjusting all of this and playing with that. But yeah, and it just you have to really try and nail everything. Yeah, it might be a little bit painful if you have to map the entire thing, but still, that's the way. But the way I'm using is this tool, UV tool. Basically, it utilizes absolutely the same tools here, but in a more effective way. It's like, I don't know, it saves tons of time, and it does not bothers you with additional stuff, which is it's really not necessary for you to do as a virtual stager. And obviously nothing is working because it's a fairly complex scene, but UV tools got it right. As you can see, it's almost right. This is where I had my problems with the standard modificator, but here it's better actually. I mean, I think, yeah, if you want to really tweak it, if you can go and tweak the model, tweak the material tiny bit, just like that. I think something happened to 3ds Max today. It's not responsive today at all. Maybe, yeah, let's leave it for now because I don't want another crash, and this will make this video pretty much long and I don't want it. So now I'm going to collapse or convert everything to editable poly, and I will launch this, and so far so good. It's looking perfect if you don't pay attention to this part here. But here is why I told you just do not bother, because now I'm going to put a displacement modificator on top of it, Corona displacement, the Corona displacement modificator, and I will plug the same texture mixed with Corona mixer, Corona mix node, and on top I will add maybe some noise, and I'll blend those two together to create our map for displacement based on the entire thing. And I'm purely experimenting right now to see what's going to work or not. As you can see, it's already there is a there's a distinction between what is this actually? Oh yeah, I see what this is. It's like separation of the model. Yeah. Or maybe we can change the noise parameters tiny bit to refraction, to fractal actually, sorry. Today I am talking really strange things all day long. And I'm just switching in real time all the stuff. Wow, that's crazy. So probably I'll leave this to overlay because it produces some nice bumps but not much, and I'll reduce this to 0.5 perhaps, maybe something like this. Yeah, I think this is fairly fine, and I'll just grab the entire thing again and I'll move it to the other scene. And voila, let's try and render this. And because of this part in the model, this will look strange. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, let's try and change this object because it's not really nice. Maybe we should use something from this. Yeah, let's try it. Oh gosh, I imported the model directly into the scene. Oh, you should never do this. As you can see, the 3ds Max is converting the SketchUp material. Not all the times crashes. Sometimes when it crashes, you have to be prepared. So this is why I downloaded a couple of objects like from SketchUp, because I wasn't sure which one is going to work properly, but now this one is fine. And what I'll do is I'll just directly copy this material and place it here directly, and I'll remove this and I'll basically lift out this and I'll make it just like that. Obviously it will require tweaking, that's for sure, and I will try to use my soft selection again to make it work like just the previous time, just tiny bit, making soft selection to rise all the parts which you don't need to be there, and just like that, tiny bit. Alright, and I think it's starting to look fine. It's not perfect, but given that this is a quick tutorial now, well, it's not very quick, it's like 1 hour, but still it's quick. I think it's looking great. Now what we have to do is to rise this a little bit because we have to make it believable, of course. And additionally, I'm going to use soft selection again on this part to make it flat, otherwise it will look strange. And we don't want strange looking objects in our virtual stagings. Many of you will not be able to spend that amount of time on their virtual stagings because maybe because the rates or the clients will not be really hesitant to wait that long for you to return something really nice in quality. But the thing is, the more time you spend, the better the quality and the more useful and valuable actually will virtual staging be. So yeah, it's up to you guys. It's up to you how you manage your projects, if you're looking into managing projects, by the way. So yeah, while I'm talking, I'm trying to make it right, otherwise it will look really squashed, or not squashed, or levitating, or something like that, something super crazy. And if I try this, basically if I think we have achieved what we needed. We're still far because in this image the majority of the mattress is covered with this bed cover and it's in that color, but I think for this purpose, for what we need to achieve in this image, given the time we've got, this is fairly, actually it's great. And I'll still need to price this part here. Yeah, I think it's looking great, but probably it's perfect. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I still think the mustard, one of those vases should be mustard color as well. Maybe the front one should be mustard colored. I think it will look better than as right now. Oh no, together the instances. Yeah, actually immediately has improved. Maybe we can add some detail here to balance the entire room, and that will be it. Actually, let's try and paint one of those pillows, one of those cushions, to something like, for example, I have already made fabrics here, so I'll try to use some of those. Let's see. Yeah, we have to change the material of this one, the color. So we've got microfiller here, but what we can do is I can open the color palette and see what I've got. Not really. Yeah, actually I can do this more. Yeah, something like this. This probably will work better. And the back, the cushion at the backs will be the same color palette as well, like this one, and one in the middle. Here's a trick I want to show you guys. So I'm going to copy the entire material we have here, and I will use mix, the Corona mix texture or note, whatever you call it, and I will put it in here as a bottom, and on top I will put this mustard colored again, just like that. Of course it's produced on it's really strange results, but if you play a little bit with the entire thing, you'll see when you set it to overlay, it will produce what you need to produce for this image to look nice. And as soon as I render this, obviously I have to apply this material to our cushion. Voila! I think we have achieved a really nice looking room. Maybe another plant here or a guitar or something like that, just to frame the entire thing. Yeah, actually I will go back to warehouse and try to find, let me check if there's something else here which I think is may benefit us. No, here, no really, not really. I will use this to find a guitar here. I'll see. Yeah, nothing too special. Maybe, okay, this one is nice. I like how the colors work here. Although we're not showing the entire guitar, this matches our color palette, so I'm going to use this guitar, and as soon as I download this, I'll be back in 3ds Max. I'll meet you there. And I'm back in 3ds Max, so this is the guitar. I've just imported the entire guitar, and I'm going to convert everything over. Wow, I do that every time. I'm going to wait for this to load, and I will convert the entire thing just by using this. And quickly I will ungroup the entire object, because I know it came from SketchUp with 5 billion groups, and there are 5,000 object mini sub objects there. And well, where is not that one? CNI mesh, and I'll quickly attach everything by material. I know I'm not showing all the relevant traditional tools, but as this is a channel where I predominantly show virtual staging and everything around this craftsmanship, that's why I'm not showing all the tools. And maybe, yeah, let me know down the comments if you think I have to start showing more relevant, like native tools for beginners, or just let me know what you think, and I might consider doing more tutorials for beginners, or like in depth with explaining the 3ds Max tools better, and etc, etc, etc. So while I'm talking, I'm going to go to Corona Physical Material, and I will add this, and I'll create maybe aluminium brushed again, because yeah, those strings are some sort of aluminium. Maybe not, maybe actually, let's try iron polished, maybe. Yeah, iron, polished iron. Yeah, I think this is far better. And additionally, I want from this model, actually all this should be iron. I know we're not showing much of this guitar, but still I love to add those details. I mean, they add realism to everything. So this should be as well. Well, this is one piece, while they're two separate materials. That's very strange. What I'll do is I'll create a massive group of this, and I will enter my rule, and this is what we need out of this guitar to be just like right there, just enough. And I'm going to select this material, and I'm going to add this to the base of the guitar. No, actually no, I will not add this. I will make this base of the material, and I will find sorry guys, I will find my mustard material, and I'll add the mustard material as a base. This will create nice, really nice detail. And maybe this should be black or white. Yeah, I think let's make it black. Maybe I'll do this black, actually, doesn't matter. Maybe 0.5 or something like that will do. Bump. And now when I try to render everything, of course I have to return back into the normal. I see we have, yeah, maybe this should be really white, not mustard. It should be a white color to create a distinction between those materials. Yeah, as you can see, sometimes you have to test until you find the perfect balance for your image. I'm still not convinced if this is the right approach, this guitar, but I like how it is sitting there. Today my 3ds Max is really not very responsive, unfortunately. As you can see, it's lagging a lot. Normally it is not lagging, it just yeah, I think this is fine. I like it. And finally, what we're going to create, and I'll cast some light ray like sun shadows, sun rays here. Just a notch. For this purpose, I'm going to go back to my side view. I'll hide this, I don't need this. And I'll find, what is this thing here? What's going on? Oh yeah, those are the group bounding boxes. I'll get my sun, and I'll add something like this, perhaps on the side, just like that, and something like this. Let's see what we have here. I know the scene will burn because the intensity is way too strong for this, but you can reduce it down to 0.001, maybe 0.5 or 0.01. We'll start and increase slightly the effect of the sun. As you can see now, it's already affecting my scene. But as you can see, we have different problems here. I mean, some of the objects, they do cast more of the sun, but at the same time, check the original image. Yeah, there is no really sun into it, so we cannot really cheat. So guys, it's really important to not cheat in your images. If you don't have sun, and if you do add sun, that might come back as a backfire, and it might hurt you, or even your guy, I mean the real estate agent or your client might stop working with you because they will have problems by misleading their own clients. And I see my lamp is missing its base, which is, I don't know why, probably I've missed the bottom part when I was importing this back into the other 3ds Max. And yeah, I can do really that, and I'll be fine. So I think this is perfect now. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. And I think 2 or 3 books here will do nice. So I'll find 2-3 books and I'll be back in no time. I'm back already, and I've found some books and I've imported them. Nothing super special, just to have that detail. And I think maybe alarm clock here will go really nice as well. So I'll add this one and be back in no time again. And I'm back, guys. I found this alarm clock on the SketchUp warehouse again. It's not something super fun or special. It's just a normal clock, and actually it's really crap. But from far it will be fine, I suppose. Yeah, tiny bits, just like that, just a tiny notch will be fine. And the last thing we need is some reflections onto the clock, because this will produce this it will give this additional level of realism to the scene. Or maybe actually even like this material is really nice, but let's not try. As you can see how it's got brightened up a little bit. See how now it's reflecting the surrounding parts. It has this little highlights here, so it's looking better. And I'd say we can create entirely the front. It's like reflective, and you can see there's a tiny bit here. It adds up to realism to the entire scene. Yeah, it's fine. And so I'm going to launch my rendering, and yeah, as soon as I'm ready, I will import the file into the Photoshop, or in my case Affinity Photo, and I'll merge all of the layers together in one, and I'll add some color correction and stuff, and that will be it. So if you did like this video, leave a like, comment, share with your friends, add it to your, click the bell notification icon, because this is where you will tell YouTube that you take decisions instead of YouTube taking decisions. And I mean, this means when you click the bell notification icon, YouTube will notify you as soon as I upload new video. You will see it, you will be the first one to see it. Otherwise YouTube will not tell you immediately, but it will decide what to show you first. Anyway, it's up to you. And yeah, leave a like, as I said. Thanks for watching, and see you next time, guys. Ciao.